Nigga, I told you, nigga. I told you, nigga. Until the day end, nigga, you can always on me, pussy.
The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, happy August! Happy August to all the fine folks watching this video out there, because the reality is this. We went through January, February, March, April, May, June, July. Hundreds and thousands of videos being posted about the subject across all YouTube boxing community platforms. And we still don't fucking have Crawford versus Spence. We still don't have Crawford Spence, and it's the month of August. And you know, I'm telling you, I don't care if you're Team Spence. I don't care if you're Team Crawford. Okay, look. Mind you, this is coming from a guy who is an accused Terence Crawford fanboy. You know, as a fighter, you could say that about him. I love Terence Crawford. I love the guy. I thought highly of him for a long time. Love Terence Crawford. I like Errol Spence. Okay? But the reality is, I'm rash enough to see that neither one of these guys want to really fight. Because if they really wanted to fight, the fight would have happened already. This fight ain't that big to the point where it should be taking this long. And I know I beat this like a dead drum. I know I beat this like a horse. I got to do it again. I got to let you guys know again. Because I just see too many people talking about this fight. And it's not happening. Some people get mad at me because I tell the truth about this fight. But the reality is, like, look. These guys, both of them, are making unrealistic. I mean, I'm not privy to what's going on in negotiations, and neither are you guys. But we know this. We know that it's August. We know that there's no date, there's no announcement, there's no venue, there's nothing that tells us that Crawford versus Spence is going to happen. I mean, just this past weekend, we heard all these rumors. We always hear all these ridiculous rumors about Crawford Spence. Like, the latest one was that, you know, they were going to announce Crawford versus Spence at Danny Garcia versus Jose Benavidez. And, of course, as fate would have it, not only were neither Spence nor Crawford at the fight, Spence was in Dallas at the UFC fight watching Juliana Pena, okay, and whatnot, whoever the hell she was fighting. And Errol Spence was on a date with his girl. So these guys didn't even show up to Brooklyn to even get people excited about the potential of them fighting, okay? So let's just accept the facts. Crawford and Spence don't want the fight as much as we want them to want the fight. And the reality is also this. Terence Crawford and Errol Spence, I think they're at a point now where, like, people are starting to lose interest. You know, WBC magically moved up Keith Thurman to the #1 spot, and so now that's got people wondering if, you know, they're gonna fight. Spence and Thurman are gonna fight, even though Spence has said never in the past. So I don't know. And then on top of that, right, I saw this tweet here from a Twitter account named Shogun Malik. So shout out to Shogun Malik, and I think he made a great point that a lot of people haven't even considered, and that point is this. Okay, now he said the following, and I quote: Spence and Crawford won't happen because both want a lot of money. Neither is a major draw for corporate sponsors. They can't draw interest outside of the boxing community. And I couldn't have put it any more eloquently than that right there. I couldn't have put it any more eloquently than the way they put it there. You know, like back in the day, you know, when we talked about Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran, these kind of guys, you know, they were in 7-Up commercials. They were as relevant as the guys that played in the NBA and the NFL. In most cases, more relevant than those guys. And now, that's not the case anymore. They can't draw those type of corporate sponsorship dollars for an event of this magnitude, of a fight of this magnitude, and they both want a lot of money. So because that can't happen, it makes things that much more difficult to get over the line. You know what I'm saying? So, I want this fight to happen. I want everybody, if you're still watching this video, I'm not trying to hate on Crawford and Spence, because the reality is I'm a fan of both guys, even though it doesn't seem like that I am. I actually, unlike most of your favorite content creators and most of you guys out there, I've spent hard-earned money to watch them fight, cover their fights, and things like that. So I've put my money where my mouth is in the past with these guys. And I love boxing, and I care about boxing, and even though I could give a fuck less if the fight happens anymore, the reality is there's way more people that want this fight to happen that are boxing fans that don't. And this fight happening will make a lot of people happy. This fight happening would be good for boxing as far as, like, crowning an undisputed welterweight champion. And then it would allow us to make a smooth transition into the next era of welterweight boxing, which is what I really want to happen, to be honest with you. So this fight has to happen. And, you know, look, at this point, I'm not taking sides. whatever Crawford and Spence both got to do to make the fight happen, make it happen. I'm not taking sides. I don't care about Spence. Truthfully, look, I'm going to be honest with you guys, because a lot of people are arguing about purse splits in the business of boxing. It's not my job. All right, honestly, look, it's not my job as a boxing fan to care about what the fighters are making. To be honest with you, if you want the honest to God truth, it's not my job to care about what the fighters are making. They have managers for that. They have people that run their careers for that. My job is to want what's best for boxing, and what I want is for this fight to get done so that the boxing fans and the public can be happy. They can be happy. We can actually get into the tactical parts of this fight, because the reality is it makes no sense to even get into a fight breakdown of this fight because the fight's not signed. All right, that's why I joke around and I say any fight that's signed in boxing right now that's gonna happen is bigger than Crawford Spence, because Spence and Crawford ain't finalized yet. Michael McKenzie versus Virgil Ortiz is bigger than Crawford versus Spence. You want to know why? Because it's finalized. Okay, Adrian Broner versus Omar Figueroa is bigger than Crawford versus Spence. You want to know why? Because it's finalized. All right, and I say that jokingly, but it doesn't. I can at least talk about those fights and do fight breakdowns and get to the tactical parts and the sweet science and the things that I like to talk about, because the fights are signed. Crawford and Spence is not signed. And the way it's going, truthfully speaking, look, guys, it's August right now. So, what? We're in the fourth quarter of the year is when? What? You got October, November, December. So, the beginning of September will begin the fourth quarter of the year. And that's generally when the biggest fights in boxing get made. But you think about it, right? This is a big fight between two guys that really aren't known that much outside of boxing. So you would think you would want extra time to promote the fight. So if the fight hasn't gotten done now, let's say the fight happens in November. Let's say they make the fight in September and the fight is for November. That's like 2 months of promotion, right? Do you guys think that 2 months of promotion is enough for guys with such a low profile outside of boxing to promote an event of this magnitude? Like, we're talking about, now I want you guys, don't just say I'm hating. Let's really paint the picture. They're going to fight, if they do fight, for the undisputed welterweight championship of the world. We're talking about one of the original 8 weight classes. We're talking about one of the most tradition-rich, glorious divisions in the history of boxing. Do you guys really think these two unproven draws, both of them, these two non-mega event drawing fighters, do you guys really think that 2 months or a shade under 2 months of promotion is enough time to promote a fight of this magnitude for these guys to really have the kind of exposure and visibility and buzz that a fight like this should have? Because I don't think it is. So I don't just want Crawford and Spence I don't want it to just get made. I don't want the fight to just happen and have lackluster promotion. I want the fight to get made, and I want both guys to have proper promotion, so that when the fight does happen, it has the right buzz. It has people who don't even know who the fuck they are saying, who's this Crawford and Spence guy? Who's this Terence Crawford guy from Nebraska? Who's this guy from Texas? You know, who's this guy that got into the car crash? Who's this guy that can box orthodox and southpaw? I want people who don't even normally follow boxing to know about this fight happening. And it's not going to happen. Even if the fight happens, it's not going to happen with the way things are moving right now. So, yeah, I'll leave it at that. It's August. Still no fight. Terence Crawford and Errol Spence can't draw no corporate sponsorships. And I think that's going to be a big roadblock in this fight not happening. So, yeah. That being said, y'all can give me all your thoughts down below. The Team Spence fans, the Team Crawford fans. Let me have it. Let me have it, because I know whether I say good things or bad things, I get it no matter what. So, yeah, leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take it right.
Thank you for watching True School Sports.
No, follow this kid. Oh. You know, he's a true, he's a young, true, passionate person who follows boxing. He wakes up thinking about boxing and he goes to sleep thinking about boxing.
This is true.
Good kid, good man, and looking forward to seeing him everywhere in the boxing world.
Hey man, if you ain't subscribed to True School Sports, you fucking up, man. Make sure you subscribe, bro.
Fucking up big time.
Make sure, man.